Welcome to Electric City Sound, and welcome to The Scene. It's Shaw Television's island-wide program about music, about the best music that's homegrown, about the best music that comes to the island. And speaking of the best music, this is where it all happens at Electric City Sound. This is Matt, and this is Bob, and these are the guys who run this studio, and they're going to be talking to us today about what they do and why you should come in here and get some stuff recorded. And we're going to listen to a couple of local bands who are in here recording live right on the scene. It's Downtown Mischief and Hawk and Steel. That's coming up on this episode of The Scene. So we're here at Electric City Sound. The Scene is on the scene. The whole show right from the bowels of this recording studio. Yeah, we were invited by co-owners Matt Gibbs and Bob Granade to come in and see what it is that they do here at work each day. That's creating music, great music. You know, this is a state-of-the-art facility. It's Victoria's only truly purpose-built recording studio, and is designed by the same minds that are responsible for many of the world's great sound factories.
Well, Westlake is one of the premier studio design companies in the world. Their flagship studio in LA has had everybody through there. I mean, they've had, you know, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Red Hot Chili Peppers, pretty much anyone you can think of is recorded there at one time or another. And you know, it's like one of the best studios in the world. They design studios, and they're studios that are using Westlake designs, you know, all over. Sony Records has one in Tokyo. I believe the original Greenhouse room in Vancouver. Several studios with Westlake designs, and the reason is because they're pretty much one of the best that you can get. They kind of pioneered the idea of having rooms that you could mix in that were tuned in a way where you could be at one room in LA and then come here and finish your mix and not have any surprises. So they kind of pioneered that idea of having rooms all over the world that were sort of tuned the same way.
It's pretty hard to play the drums, actually. One of the band's first band up today on the scene is Hawk and Steel, recorded live off the floor right here behind this drum kit at Electric City Sound. Kind of a country band, but not a country band, a little alt country, maybe just a rock and twang. I sense a good Steve Earle influence in there as well, and not just because of the great beards. Hawk and Steel at Electric City Sound in the control room. I think that's what they call it. Before you introduce the band, I just want to read something. It's from War and Peace. It's the first 8 chapters. So okay. Just bear with me. There was an article that described the sound of the band. I want you to agree or disagree as raw, weepy, and ragged like a buzz cut from a broken whiskey bottle. It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
It's a lot of cliche.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
It sounds pretty good. Does that describe some of the alt countryness or not alt countryness of your sound?
I guess so. I mean, the irony is that I read all the lyrics and I don't even drink alcohol. So, I don't know. Whiskey bottle. Non-alcoholic, I guess. Club soda. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of a term and a simile that's thrown around a lot in this genre of music for whatever reason. But yeah, a lot of our musical idols are total alcoholics, so I guess that works.
I was watching a video though for Are We Strangers, and there's a lot of line dancing.
Yeah,
There's some blurry sort of line dancing in the background, which is kind of cool against the song. But if people were not aware of your music, they might think, oh, it's sort of a country kind of band. And granted,
that song's pretty country.
You guys have country beards.
Oh yeah,
it's true.
Well, we all love country. We all love Ryan Adams. We all love like any of that alt country scene. Peter more so with the traditional country as well. But yeah, that stuff heavily influences us, and we're not ashamed to admit that we can put country in our name. I know from the city it seems a little weird to have like a band that's maybe should be from Alberta or something like that. But yeah, no.
God forbid.
But we love country and we're not ashamed to admit it. So we like, put line dancers in our music videos.
But we're going back to we're going to have alt country or going back to the original, the early country, the Merle Haggard country, the Bakersfield Sound.
Well, yeah,
country
but I mean, at the same time, it's like, I'll write a song and I'll take it to the band and it'll turn into what it turns into. Mm-hmm. I think there's been very few times, if any, where it's like, this has to be like this. Yeah. It's kind of, which is, why it's awesome to be in a band, because you don't just have one process from A to B and then that's how it is, because it can go like this, and that's kind of the fun, is just exploring where it can go.
Does that mean that you'll bring a song to the band and you guys will work it a little bit collaboratively and put in some of your own texture and influences?
Absolutely. Peter always sort of brings the skeletons of the songs, and then we mold it into what it eventually turns into, which is usually drastically different than how it started.
Even Danger Road, which we played a minute ago, I don't know if you're going to play it later, so I don't know if that's a continuity problem.
I don't know if we're playing it before this or after this either.
Anyway, Danger Road.
Yeah. Danger Road, a song we played.
Yeah, it's the title track from the album we put out a year and a bit ago, and it doesn't really sound anything like that on the record, and that's kind of one of the...
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't, and that's kind of one of the fun things, because like, especially when you play in Victoria, if your songs sound the same all the time, then when someone sees you more than a few times, they've seen you already. Mm-hmm. So we like playing, and we play here a lot, so we always try to make it interesting and different to give people a reason to come and see us again.
So Bob, what are you doing? I mean, the drums. Tell me about the importance of getting everything right to set up the drums for recording.
The key is just to get an accurate description of what the drums sound like live. We don't want to manipulate the sound at all. We're going for as close to a live sound as possible. So, sort of standard practice for that is about an inch away from the rim and firing sort of just off center. But it depends again on what heads, and drummers playing style too. So
a lot of mics. Like you've got some overhead, you've got another one down here.
Yeah, actually we're using a fairly basic miking system for this. Essentially this miking technique, you can get away with actually 3 mics, our 2 overheads and the kick mic. We've decided to add some close mics for the toms just so we can play with those. We may end up just discarding them in the mix when it comes right down to it, but yeah, we're just using these. We have the ability, so we may as well throw them up.
Drum Kit has a little famous story, right?
Yeah.
Owned by who?
Owned by Rick Adler? Steven Adler. There you go. Yeah, drummer of Guns N' Roses. Passed down through a couple of different people and made its way into Electric City. So I guess the most famous piece of gear that we have in here.
Can I touch them then?
No, go ahead.
Allowed to? Like, I can feel Izzy's
Hopefully you don't
presence
catch
on
anything from that.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's
my
why
fingers amputated.
That's why they're played with sticks, right?
For most of us, the experience of listening to music is a very tactile one. You take the record album, you slap it down on the old Victrola and take that bird's beak like in the Flintstones, drop it on there. Maybe the CD just goes into the little slot at the front of the player. You just click a button and download something, or like me, you wrestle with a box of cassette tapes that are endlessly made in the 1980s. But we're all about this finished product, the end result, the real deal, more cowbell. You push a button and you get this instant gratification of music until mom tells you to turn it down. And we've probably never considered the great debate between analog and digital. There's a whole world of warm and fuzzy out there with the originality and the purity of a Bob Dylan lyric. Well, Matt and Bob here at Electric City Sound are going to settle that analog versus digital debate for us today, and they're going to let us in on the nuances of what they do here with all this equipment.
The difference is analog just sounds better. I mean, to me, it's just one of those things that, digital has its benefits. I mean, obviously, ease of use, the ability to edit easily. It's very clean. It has no noise, those kinds of things. But analog just has something. It has a certain character that you just can't achieve with digital. And there's, plugins designed to replicate. I mean, everything. About half the plugins that you find on the market now are designed to replicate that, analog goodness, the tape. A lot of them are tape emulators, and that kind of comes close, but still nowhere near as good as what you can achieve with the real thing. It's just a warmer, fatter. I don't really know how to describe it other than it just feels better.
Soul.
Yeah.
It has body and soul.
Sexual healing. I always wanted to do that badly. That's the way you do it, by the way. If you're in a recording studio, you just kind of pin this over your ears. Farcical, and yet David Lennon. For the scene, this is where we are, in the ISO booth, and we've got another band for you right here. It's Downtown Mischief, and they're a collective of different musical genres, of styles, of sounds, and a rotating cast of members as well. No matter how you want to label them, I guess the only thing you really need to know from this is these guys are here to have a lot of fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Downtown Mischief is the band. If you guys were going to describe yourselves to other people who are watching, hopefully it's anybody up there. Yeah. So how would you describe the band? Like if people wanted to come out to your show?
Aware?
I like that. It's a collective.
Yeah. Funky and hyphy.
Yeah, it's like a funky, like hip hop inspired rap collective. Like a lot of different musicians have like been playing together for a long time, and we decided to get on stage together around us.
It has kind of there's a jazz influence with some syncopation and some of the time signatures that you're using, and just the way the instrumentation is. Maybe that, like when you talk about awareness, that's sort of what jazz is based on. You know, people riffing off each other. Maybe there's something about that.
Elements, yeah. We wish we were playing jazz music.
Definitely, we are super inspired by a lot of jazz music for sure. Like
playing jazz music you can dance to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's where jazz starts. You know, that's where all music
starts in the shoes, and the heart, and the loins.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Exactly. What you guys came from other bands? It's the old Victoria story. We all played with other bands, but the name of the band was split from two other bands.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Boots of Mischief is a group I played with in high school.
So was Boots of Mischief and Downtown Hoedown?
Downtown Hoedown, yeah.
Right?
Downtown Hoedown was like was a thing that sort of started on the beach when we were playing like kind of like old time folk music and rapping over the changes and stuff and having a lot of fun. So the Downtown Hoedown idea was like just coming up and like sort of really being totally free, really improvising the whole thing. So it was like, it wasn't a very old band, but the whole feeling was like sort of like coming up and like just improvising, making it up on the spot, and then but upholding the groove was the idea. You know where the band really started from is that we were doing a Friday night, we would have a jam party at my house every Friday night where we'd invite all the musicians that we knew, and everyone would just come together and we'd all play together because musicians don't have a place to play, so we'd all just play together, invite all our friends, and have big dance parties.
Like live, if people come to the live show, like there's gonna be like double, triple the amount of people on stage. Like, it's like we actually spent like a week arranging the parts that we played here tonight just to like tone them down, put new parts in. I mean, then we improvised the other one randomly because Steven had to leave. But we spent a while like working this because we usually have horns, we have like more rapping. He usually starts rapping, and I'm usually playing the guitar. And then like
we have another drummer.
We have another drummer.
We set up like a percussion tree sort of thing, and there's cowbells and like triangles.
Yeah.
So the sound, what you're saying is the sound can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Each live performance is going to be vastly different.
Every
right?
live
We
performance
tailor make every performance for every time.
We often have different lead, complete, like we bring a new lead player in for every performance. Like, we'll have like
we really try our hardest to keep it fresh.
Try really hard.
That said, how do you record? Like, how do you get that sound? Because here we are in the studio, in the Electric City studio. Like, how do you get that sound on a tape or on a disc? Or...
Maybe don't.
It's a learning experience, you know. Like a lot of the time, it's
definitely a learning experience.
Don't worry about any of those things, like things that you don't know. Like you just like as soon as you start thinking about it, you're like, oh no, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just gonna like tune my guitar. Like don't think about that. 'Cause it's not gonna help.
The best that we can do is just like make the best music that we can every time we come and play music together. So whether we're recording or playing live, it doesn't really matter. We're just like trying our hardest to have as much fun and play as good music as we can.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That mycelium ground inside nutrient highway. The happiest particle shifts the tiniest bit. I'm feeling your thighs split. To hit goes some bits and I'll be like, oh, miles of rope in space will grow. Push and pull this equilibrium. I get a little arranged when the tidal wave picks me up into a fancy state of lunar fate. Dropping degrees and relatively I'm cruising rocket degrees. That's my 160. So get your bags packed, cause you better be ready for all this interplanetary exchange. Your masses for gas, galactic collapses in time. Snap your radioactive decay. Decay. Falling off, the leaves are falling down. I'm gonna compost and I'm becoming ground. I am organically matter, organically planning to get out of with it. I am the mud and the dirty, I get myself so squirrely until I'm nuts. Rugged and I shake my butt up on the floor when I'm feeling it, I really want more. I'm organically bought up, botanical jargon. I'm organically bought up, botanical jargon. I'm organically bought up, botanical jargon. I'm organically bought up, and it's so good. Organic planet. If it's a organic planet. so good, 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 get it planted. If it's so good, 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 get it planted. If it's so good, good, if it's so good, man, put it in the ground. On a planet, toast down. Evergreen trees, deciduous leaves, and mist on the breeze, and burning the bees, and yet you feel it indeed. I can feel the feeling when I'm feeling the beat, man. I'm in beats like borscht. You see me rolling back when I can find it, of course. I do whatever fun I find it with horse, and you can hear it when you heard it. Ooh, what you wanna feel, dude? Grow me out, grow me wild, sun, reach for the trees, and forever be evergreen. Grow me out, grow me all, and the forest knows, and the smoke unfurls and folds. Grow me out, grow me wild, sun, reach for the trees, and forever be evergreen. Grow me out, grow me all, and the forest knows, and the smoke unfurls and folds.
What is going on specifically to the drums that you're doing right now?
Right now, we're just trying to get levels, make sure everything sounds good, sounds like it should.
So he hits different drums.
Right now we're just checking the tom mics. We've got some spot mics on the toms, just checking to make sure they're kind of relatively even in level and that they sound okay. See if we need to move them or not.
And that's all. This is just all microphone controls in here?
This is all microphone preamps and some compressors and EQs. Right now, I try to avoid using too much EQ on the way in if possible. The first thing I'll do is move a mic if there's a problem with the way it sounds.
Right.
If can't fix it, switch a mic. If that doesn't work and need a little tweak, then apply a little bit of EQ, but most of that I do after. So just try to get a nice natural sound going in. And so that's what we're doing right now.
And you just got the ear enough. You don't have to have headphones on. You're just hearing it come through that you can go, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. Matt and Bob here at Electric City Sound are hometown boys who are really interested in working with homegrown bands, and they really want to be part of that musical community that we've built here, the local scene. They're integrating themselves into that, catching bands that are on the way up, as well as working with ones that are already there.
We want to establish, connections and friendships with as many local artists as possible. Both being local guys and loving our city and loving the music that comes out of it. We just want to help create, that music and help, bands really and artists get their music out there in the best form possible and what they, can truly be happy with. I hear time and time again bands going into a recording studio and at the end of the day, never quite being happy with their final product, and we just want to be here to fix that feeling. So that's what we're here for.
So that's it for this edition of The Scene from Electric City Sound. I want to thank Matt and Bob for allowing us to come in here and shoot the bands Hawk and Steel and Downtown Mischief for being so on today. We'd like to come back and do some more. You'll be watching us from here again. And at The Scene, we're always on you about, go to our Facebook page and check out our web extras. And then you get there and you find out we don't really have any web extras. Yeah, and then you start posting surly posts about David Lenham and his comical beard and things like that. Well, now you won't have to, because today we have web extras. We filmed 2 songs each with Hawk and Steel and Downtown Mischief right here at Electric City Sound, and we've only shown you one of them, and we're posting the other ones on our Facebook page. You can go there and check out in beautiful, lavish 3D sound. Hawk and Steel, Downtown Mischief, on our page, appearing right here somewhere for you to go to. That's it for The Scene this week. Join us again. I'm David Lenham.